There is right now one, or the first, I guess I should say, black billionaire. His name is Robert Johnson, and he is now advocating for $14 trillion in reparations. We may have to talk about this on the radio program tomorrow. But $14 trillion in reparations, trillions of dollars being spent left and right, and absolutely nothing to show for much of the spending that is going on in terms of making America a better country. And now $14 trillion in reparations. So I don't even understand how this would work, primarily because there are many white people in America today that were not here during slavery. There also are many black people in America today who were not here during slavery as well. How do we handle mixed race people? And why shouldn't reparations be paid by other countries? Remember, America only had slavery for 80 years, right? And many American states didn't even have it for 80 years. And by the way, we also fought a war, and hundreds of thousands of soldiers died to end slavery, including one of my ancestors. Giving up your life to help fight to end slavery seems like kind of a big deal in terms of who should owe reparations and who shouldn't. My wife's family was not here. They were still in Italy and still in Germany and still in Poland. So they weren't here before when slavery existed in the country. Why should my wife's family be responsible for reparations when they weren't here until after slavery was already ended? But bigger picture here, the United States only had slavery for 80 years. From 1783, when we officially became our own country, until 1863, when Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation went into effect. So the rest of the issues with reparations in America, England was where slavery was legal because we were colonies. So is England going to have to pay the vast majority of the reparations for slavery? I think it's intriguing. There's no way to actually handle this. This is an absolutely ludicrous idea. And by the way, this is supposed to be the purpose of affirmative action, right? To provide redress for past years of American misbehavior as it pertains to issues of race. So what was the purpose of affirmative action? What was the purpose of all of the redress that has existed in the United States in my life? And why should I be responsible, being born in 1979, for what happened well over 100 years before I was born in this country? Moreover, my family's been poor for a long time. My grandfather dropped out of school in 8th grade. My other grandfather dropped out of college at the University of Tennessee as a football player. Neither of my parents ever made $50,000 a year. I'm rich now, but why should I pay reparations when my family was super poor for most of our history as poor white people? I'm a rich white dude now, but for most of my history, a lot of my family were poor white people. Why now does everybody have to pay reparations when we had absolutely nothing to do? Look, I went to K through 12 public school in Nashville. I graduated from a school named after Martin Luther King. I really never saw anybody treated differently based on their race at any of the schools that I went to. I just think this is absolute insanity, and I think most of Americans agree with me, but I love that a black billionaire wants now $14 trillion for reparations to be paid.